everyone, welcome back to Danielle's Decor. Today I wanted to do just kind of a cute little DIY. About a month or so ago, on one of our craft nights, me and my mom and my sister all made these little gnomes. And they were made with just little styrofoam cones, and they have little bells on their hats. Here's another one. He's kind of got a little sparkly on his hat. And they just turned out super, super cute. And then I have a little gray one like that. So I wanted to do a little DIY with them. I will say one of the reasons that I was kind of hesitant about doing one of these, the hardest part about them was the hats. When we had seen them on Pinterest, they were bigger and they didn't have like any DIYs or any directions on how to do them. I had just seen a picture that I thought was kind of cute, thought I'd give it a try, but I didn't have a template for the hats. So my sister just kind of measured the cones that we were using, and then she drew out one. And she just kind of drew it out on a piece of cardstock paper like this. And what I'll do, because I don't know how to get you guys a template for that, is I will lay it down here on my cutting mat with the measurements and put a picture in there now so that you guys can kind of see the size of this. And then I will take the measurements and I will put the measurements in the description down below so that you guys can get the measurements for the hat. The cones that we ended up using are from the Dollar Tree, and these are 7 inches tall. So they're just little Dollar Tree cones. They've got them all over right now there. So just simple little things. We have some scraps of material, and I can't find my, and felt. Pieces of felt. This one's already kind of cut. I am not a big sewer. I don't sew. I don't care for it. I'm not very good at it. So on the ones that we've made already, the stitching along there, my mom sewed. And she calls this a hem stitch. Quite frankly, I have no idea what that is. If it was me, I'd just loopy, loopy, loopy all the way up. But she sewed all of these for our craft night. I'm gonna try to see if we can do one with just glue and get away with not having to sew it. I think that would be a lot easier making them. But if you can sew, they are a lot cuter with the colored stitching. And this is just embroidery thread. And really the hats are the hardest part about this whole project. The rest of it is really, really easy. So, like I said, we have some material, pieces of felt like that. That's what we make the hats with. And then I went to Hobby Lobby and I picked up just some of these little wooden balls like this. And these are a 3/4 inch ball. So I got some of those. And then I picked up just a little sheet of the fur like this. It wasn't but a couple dollars for just a little sheet of it, and that's what we used for their little beards. And then you can get whatever kind of little embellishments that you want to put on it. I have some of these that I believe came from Hobby Lobby, maybe. And then I have some little jingle bells. So like I said, if you're good with the needle, it's better to, especially to sew and hang these little dingle things, your bells off the top, and the little hats look better sewn. But we're gonna try to do this without. And then because I don't have any polyfill here, my mom's got it all at her house. Some of them that we had done, like this one, we stuffed the tips of the hat, and we stuffed it with just little cotton balls. So that's what I'll be using on this project today. So let me get you guys turned down here and let's get to work on making these little gnomes. They're just adorable. Hopefully you guys will like them and they'll be easy for you guys to do as well. Be right back. So what we're gonna start with is we're gonna start with basically your pattern, and we'll do it on a green one. And what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna lay this down on your felt. And you're gonna take just a little Sharpie woodwork, and then you just kind of want to trace out that pattern for the hat. So it's easier to trace it with a Sharpie. And then once you get one of them done and you get ready to go into your next one, this one's going to be a little wonky, a little crazy. So once you get one kind of traced out on there, you're going to flip your hat this way and you're going to trace out another one. Make sure that you turn your hat over so that when you have your two sides, they meet together the way that they're supposed to. So we'll go ahead and we'll just trace out this one right here. And then once you get both of your sides traced out on your felt, you're going to go ahead and you're going to cut them out. And we'll kind of jump over here to my black one. Let's set these little guys over here. Hopefully you can see them all just chilling there. So here's the black, and it's already cut out. You got your two little pieces. Like I said, you're going to want to make sure that, because it's easier to trace them with a Sharpie, when you cut it out, you want your Sharpie edges to the inside. So that's why you flip them over and match them up together. So what I'm going to do is line these up, and I'm going to try to glue this. Hopefully this will work out with just a little bit of glue. That way I don't have to sew these. But like I said, if you're good with a needle and some thread, embroidery thread is what we used. Set that over here. And I'll just kind of glue this all the way around here. And I don't want to put a lot because I don't want it kind of oozing out on me. But I want to make sure that my edges stay lined up with each other. And really, the sewing of them helps kind of hide your raw edges so that you're not seeing them. Okay. So now that we have that glued together, got a little bit of glue on there, but we're going to set that to the side and we'll let that dry up a little bit before we try to stuff it. Now I'm going to take just a piece of material, and it doesn't have to be very big because we want to cover the cone with it. So just to kind of get an idea of where we want it. And I actually want it to, I don't want it to go all the way. You guys can see, I don't want it to go all the way up my cone. Your hat's going to be covering this, so you really just need to go about 3/4 of the way up would be fine. So let's go ahead and we'll just cut a strip of material like this. And I'm thinking about that long. Okay, so we just have a little piece of material here. So on these little cones, there's a line right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue right here along this line, like that. And then I'm going to start my material, and I want it to hang over the bottom, but to keep my material straight, I'm going to start it right there at that little thing, and then I'm going to pull my material around to the back, and I'm just going to cut it off so that it makes kind of a straight line, and then I'm going to glue it at the back right here. I'm just going to pull that over. Now you want to make sure that you get that tight, which I did not. So we're going to try to slide that. Make that a little bit tighter because I want my plaid to be straight across the front, which it'll kind of swoop down towards the back. I'm hoping you guys can see this. And then I'll pull the other side tight like that, and then I'll run some more glue right here and pull that together. Then we'll pull this tight across. And I kind of got a wee bit of a gap with a little bit of glue right there on the back. Like that. So, I was a little short right there, but it's on the back. You're not going to see that. So, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim that little piece off right there. Now for the bottom, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue around here and I'm just going to pinch it and push it in. But what I'll probably do, these scissors don't work very good for kind of nipping things. Glue all over my scissors now. Okay. I just wanted to kind of put a couple little cuts around there. That way when I start folding this down, it'll lay evenly. So I'm going to take my glue gun, got another stick of glue, and we're going to just lay some glue kind of around this edge right here. And I'm going to just go all the way around. Like that. And then I'm just going to start taking my ends and folding them down like that so that they stay flat like that. And it doesn't have to look perfect, but and then once we get that finished, there's strings everywhere, you have your cone like this. So I'm gonna take a piece of the black, and this might be a little bit harder to do. I use a cone that doesn't have anything on it. And I'm going to draw out a little circle for my bottom. Now when I go to cut this, I'll cut to the inside of that line. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a little circle on there. You can see it better in person. And then I'll just take and I'll cut to the inside of the line that I just made, because I want it to be a little bit smaller than the bottom of the cone. Clean up my edges. So we'll just cut a little circle like that, and then I'm going to glue this over top of the bottom to kind of clean that up and give that a better looking bottom edge so you don't see all of this. I'm just going to lay this over top. Kind of smush that down. I'm getting glue everywhere because it's oozing out and I know it's hot. Going a little crazy with the glue, but then you got your bottom covered. So, way you do that. All right. Now that we have our cone ready to go, we'll come back in and we'll take, I've got glue strings all over the place. We'll take our hat, and I'm going to take some cotton balls. Like I said, the other polyfill works a lot better than cotton balls. Cotton balls are a little harder, but that is kind of all I have at the moment, so we're just going to go with it. So you want to start with just a little at a time, and we're going to pull that hat open, and we're going to start just shoving little pieces down in there. And what I'm going to do over here, I have just a little chopstick, an extra one from when we had Chinese food the other day. And I'm going to use that to push this down inside that hat, because I want it to go all the way up to the tip of it. So I want it to fill all the way around into this little tip over here. And that's where it gets a little tricky, especially with cotton balls, because they ball up more so than polyfill does. It turns into hard little balls, but you make do with what you got. And just with the glue in it, you just got to be careful, because if you push too hard, you will pop your glue back open. So let's pull some of these apart. You don't want to shove them all in there in one big ball, because then they just kind of clump up in the top of your hat, and you don't want that. So we're just going to keep kind of poking that down in there. Until we get that filled up. And I'm making a mess with the cotton. So you don't want to fill the whole thing all the way up, because when you do put it up on the cone, you know, your hat's going to go so far, or your cone's going to go so far up inside your hat. So see, like that, there's too much in there already. Let's pull some back out. I want my cone, or my hat, to come down so far onto my cone. Kind of like that. That's how he's gonna sit. And the cotton ball got little cotton fuzzies all over my felt, but so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put a little bit of glue kind of down the back side and on the top, and we're gonna go ahead and stick our hat on there and get our hat glued on. And get our hat kind of glued down in place. We want our hat to kind of lean forward like that. So it looks kind of like that. Well, it needs to be a little bit more stand straight up and down. So now that we have our hat glued on, we're gonna take this right here, and I'm just gonna cut a little triangle off of it. And I've kind of done that already. So this is a little piece, it's just a little triangle. And this piece is about 3 inches wide and 3.5 inches long. So it's about 3.5 inches this way and 3.5, or 3 inches this way and 3.5 inches this way. So, and really once you get it glued on there, we're gonna take our sides and we're gonna lift our sides up like that. And then we're gonna take this. We wanna make sure too, where'd my little noses go, that you get it up high enough so that when you put your nose up in there, that it sits in the right spot. That's good right there. Okay. So I'm gonna lay just a little bit of glue across this right here. And then I'm gonna glue this little beard on right here. And it is a good idea after you get all this glued on to kind of comb out his beard a little bit. And we took just a little bit of hairspray on our fingers and twisted it, but we'll do that here in a second. Then I'm gonna take my little nose and I'm gonna glue my nose in right above where my beard is sitting and right up underneath my hat. Like that. We're gonna glue that little nose right up there. And then we're gonna take our hat and we're gonna flip our hat back down on the sides. Kind of get our hat to go around his little nose a little bit. Like that. Look at how cute these little things are. Now you can take, we took a little comb, but I don't have a comb with me. And we just kind of separated the fur on his face. Kind of separated him out a little bit of a mustache. Like that. And just kind of gave it a little bit of a twist and pulled it to the side so that it looks like he has a mustache and a beard. And like I said, take a little bit of hairspray on your fingers to kind of get it how you want it and shape him out like that. You can take and you can curl your little ends if you want. You can take them, and all I'm doing is just wrapping them around that little chopstick and kind of curling them up around that. If you want them to curl out that way. He's so cute. And then for embellishments, I just took a little something like this and just sat it to the side of his hat and glued it on like that. I'm really hoping that this isn't too dark and you guys are seeing what I'm doing here. So we'll go ahead and we'll glue him a little snowflake on. We'll just put this right there on the side of his hat, like that. And then if you wanted to, you know, you could always sew a little bell and hang it down. I don't know if you could glue a bell on there, if it would stay. Let's see if we can put just a little bit of glue on there. Let's see if we can make him a no-sew project. We'll just glue that though right to the tip. Yep. These little guys are so much fun, honestly. Just cute, I love it. So, and that's all it is. Just a couple little things, more gluing than anything. And like I said, the hardest part about these little guys was figuring out the template for the hat. And really, once you have that, you know, it's not very hard to do it all. And like I said, if you wanted to sew it, you can, because they are really cute. That was quick and simple, and I got me a little family of gnome guys. Well, here he is, all done and in his glory. Love it. They are such just a cute, fun, easy, quick project. If you guys are into the gnomes this year, I know they are pretty big. I've been seeing them all over, and I just think they're adorable. So this is all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.